What is going on, Crazy Goose Garage fam? Well, it is a glorious Melbourne Sunday. It's not really glorious, but it's not raining. So, I've got time alone. Kids are out watching a soccer game. Wife's out with the kids watching the soccer game. And so I'm going to work on Squeaky. Now, I said Squeaky, which is now also One Duck. Watch the last video if you don't understand what that's all about. Very dear to my heart, that one is. Anyhow, every time I drive Squeaky, it appears that something falls off. So the last drive I took her on, the power steering bracket decided it wanted to leave the chat. Well, not so much the power steering bracket. Let's see if I can get it down in here. But where's my hand? Anyway, it's down there. The bolt that holds the power steering bracket left the chat, and I'm lucky nothing else actually really happened. Power steering bracket fell into the fan, took a little bit of the fan off. The belt was just sitting there, lucky that didn't get wrapped up, because when I pulled over on the side of the road it was sitting on the crank pulley. Could have been much worse, but yeah. But the reason that bolt left the chat is because it was holding on for dear life, because my power steering bracket has always been broken since I've had it. So I just had like a big washer and a bolt. Obviously not good enough, but taking that broken bolt out is not going to be an issue. It's pretty easy to do. Drill a hole into it, get an easy out, winds it out, put another bolt in, done. Thing is, I got to remove the whole front, the radiator, to get to it. So in classic Crazy Goose Garage form, we don't just put it back, we put it back better. So I've got a little table full of stuff here. I've got a electric fan switch relay. I've got two 9-inch fans. I've got some horns because they help with power steering. So we're just going to do like a service, radiator flush, coolant system flush. It's pretty green inside the radiator still. You'll see that when I drain it. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do today. Some soldering, some welding, some fans, some horns, because it's got no horns. I bought some cheap horns. They got wet when I washed the truck, and now they're just constantly on. So replacing those. Cool. Roll the intro.
Welcome back. You are now watching the Australian from New Zealand that thinks he's in America YouTube channel of I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm doing it anyway with half-ass welds and spray can dreams. YouTube certified mechanic you're watching Crazy Goose Garage. Like, comment, subscribe, and share.
So, got the whole front end unassembled. As you can see here, try and get it. Oh, camera's over there. You can see where the power steering bracket fell into the back of the fan, chipped it all up. So that's good. Still a pretty good clutch fan. Like, it doesn't, I've never liked them. I don't like the sound that they make. So that's why I'm replacing them. Would I have replaced it if this hadn't have happened? Yes, I would have done it anyway. But doing it all in one go. So yeah, so I've got it all unassembled, obviously, fans off. Power steering bracket, I had to take that off. Well, that ejecto-seato'd, bro. All by itself. So that's a good. Now, I was looking at replacing this radiator because when I drive, the thing sits on like 95 to 100 degrees Celsius, which is okay, I suppose, but still I don't want it up that high. But the radiator itself, I think, has been replaced at some point. Like, it doesn't look like a 30-year-old radiator. It's pretty thick. You'll see it when I pull the radiator out. But yeah, drain bungs. So let's talk about drain bungs and how I drain the water from the radiator without making as little mess as possible. Take the good old Mountain Juice bottle, I cut it up, I slot it in between the rail, core support, and the bottom of the radiator, and direct that into a drain pan. So let's bring you back into view. Using my trusty workbench here. Something a little like that. Now try and wedge that in between the core support and the radiator. So I'll do that and I'll show you. Hey, so there she is. And if this all goes to plan, I will not make too much of a mess. But we'll see how it goes. I have been known to make a mess or two on the driveway. There we go. Let's start her off nice and slow. You see? This is really a shame because this cooling system's pretty clean. Get some speed going, crack this radiator cap. Oh, too much. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna let that drain and move on to the next bit. Hey, radiator's out. As you can see, it's actually in really good condition. There's no broken tubes. There's a couple of bent fins, that's pretty standard. It's quite thick. I mean, it's got a core on there, but I think it might be like a 2-core radiator. I was looking at purchasing like an alloy radiator just because they look cool, but there's nothing wrong with this one. Why fix it if it ain't broke, right? It's not gummed up. As you saw, the coolant that came out of it was super crisp, super clean. You'd expect that from a freshly rebuilt engine. And yeah, when I rebuilt it, I flushed everything out. Cleaned all the water gullies and stuff like that throughout the block. This doesn't look gummed up at all on the inside, so I'm not going to replace it. I'd rather put the $250 somewhere else in the truck. Yeah, so now we've got a big hole in the front. Yeah, drop some water. It's just water. It's fine. I've got to clean the whole freaking driveway anyway. This thing's dropped so much fluid. Yeah, right, I'm going to bring you down and we'll get started on extracting this bolt out of here. Hopefully this won't take long. I want to complete all of this in a day and then spend some time with the family. So yeah, let's do that. So here's the culprit, that little one there, and here's the fix. So let's get this drill in here. Try and drill into the center without taking out part of the oil cover. I think that should be enough to get a grip on there. Let's hope I picked the right size hole. I've only used these a couple times, but I know they work. Yeah, look at that. I don't even need to use power tool. That's coming out. Just like that. So clearly there was too much stress on that one bolt. This was what I was talking about. This is the other one that I used. Just kind of sunk that power steering bracket with the broken end in between there. And obviously this came out. Yeah, that's finger tight as well. That's good. What's really annoying is having to remove all of this just for that. Perfect. Anywho, let's carry on. I'm gonna fix up this bracket. I've got a bit of an idea for that. I'll take out this bolt because Still going to use it. Just yeah, she's a long one. Need that long one. All right, next step. So the plan here is to take off this broken bracket and then find a suitable donor from this bracket and then weld onto that bracket. Make it one. So first step, safety. Got some new gloves, still from that care pack from my good friend Eric, aka Horace Works. The old ones have seen better days. Still good, but when you got new, the yeah, they've seen better days. This one's good. This one I nicked with the angle grinder. Luckily I didn't get my knuckle. Then I've also used them as welding gloves, so they've gotten a bit hot. But apart from that, like the non-grip side of them or non-slip side of them is perfect. They're great gloves. I'm not going to throw them out just because I like to hoard stuff. But yeah, safety gloves, earmuffs, goggles. Look after yourself out there, people. You only got one body and it needs to see at least 80 to 90 years. No handle, no guard. Perfect. That was quick. That's what she said. Now to find the perfect donor. I'm thinking that one there. It's got a little bit of adjustability. It is about the same width. So, this is why you don't throw stuff out, people. Because you never know when you're going to need it. Don't do what I do. That was some way of grinding, but it worked. Yeah, I'm just going to see if that lines up with the holes. That's hot. That's good. The hook's there for. Oh, I came in front of that. Mind my language. Cool. Am I in shot? I don't even know if I'm in shot. Haven't got in selfie mode. So now I've got a bracket drying in the outdoor oven. Cleaned up real good. You know what they say, grinder and paint. Thank you, the welder, you ain't. So let's try and figure out where to run these fans. Now I've got two baby 9-inch fans. I don't know. See if it works, but I'm going to figure out where to run them. Am I going to be building a shroud for this? No. Should I be building a shroud for this? Probably. But send it. Now looking at the size of these now, I realise I probably could have got maybe a couple of 12s. But we'll see. I reckon it's still going to be better than what's on there. I'm gonna run them on there, I reckon. Sort of close to the inlet and outlets. I don't know if that's right. That's what I'm doing. Probably not in shot, so that's good. They weren't bad. There's 35 bucks for the 2 of these, so not mad at that. Now, I am going to run these on a fan relay, so they're not going to just always be on, because I do believe it is good for the truck to warm up a little bit. Yeah, I think something like that is going to work. Now, I'm mounting them with the hardware supplied, a little push through zip ties. There are some foam pads there, create a bit of protection. Yeah, it should be good enough. They've got some springs, but I don't know, I don't think I need to use those. So yeah, we'll figure it out. I probably need to solder these together, figure out the relay, figure out where I'm going to put the relay. I'm going to do all that boring stuff off camera. I'm going to get to the important stuff like me soldering, just like my welding skills. Perfect. You can come have a laugh at that. So yeah. Alright, so now we get to see and witness my atrocious soldering. Soldering has never been a strong point of mine. Also doesn't help that I'm using like a $10 soldering iron that takes 4 hours to heat up. And I don't really have a steady hand, as you're witnessing right now. So that's perfect. That's enough. Ain't bad. Now, I'm not going to go too redneck on this. I am actually going to use some heat shrink, if I can get it over there. Nope, that's still hot. That's perfect. How about now? Nope. Nope. Hey, I use the Fat Boy heat shrink. I was hoping to get away with the thinner heat shrink because I don't think that this is going to shrink over enough. We'll see. It'll work. Just seal up these ends a bit. It's good enough. There we go. No twist and tape on this one. I'm going to go through, join these 2 fans up, put some connectors together, get in the relay, get in the thing. But yeah, so I went for slightly offset. So 1 fan down by the lower port, 1 fan up by the upper port. They're all connected in there. Okay, so we're back. That was like 3 hours of work. Radiator's back in, brackets back in. I should have shown you guys the finished result, but hey, it's just a bracket that looked like it should have from factory. I chucked a little fan relay up there. Fans are in, they're all wired up. It's a standard 4-pin relay. 1 to the temperature sensor, which is the switch, 1 to the battery, 1 to keyed ignition, and then 1 to the fans. Chucked my horns in there. That's not exciting. That wire's a mess. Yeah, so that was 3 hours worth of work. Trip to the parts store, go get some coolant. Let's top her off, start her up, see how we go. So I don't have one of them fancy bleeder bottles. I should, because I do this more often than the regular person, but not often enough to justify it. But I probably should buy them because they're really cheap. So I get myself a bottle, cut the bottom off it, chuck on some tape until it becomes thick enough to stick into the radiator cap or top of the radiator. Does the trick for bleeding. It ain't fancy. I'm tired. I missed a lot on camera. I just got stuck into it and just smashed it out. It was about 3 hours worth of work. Not quite. Another couple rounds. I don't know if you've ever tried working on something and filming it, making something interesting to film, talking while you're trying to concentrate and do stuff. It's actually pretty hard, and you get stuff done faster if you're not talking and trying to keep momentum going in terms of entertainment. I know I'm not very entertaining. I try. That needs a shave because it's gone a little funny. Let's see if that works better. Okay. Now it's another round. As you can see, this takes a little while. It shouldn't. It's just wrapping tape around the end of the bottle. But it does. Trying to get it right so it doesn't leak, because I've made these before and they've just leaked everywhere. And it's not been a good one. That'll work. It'll work or it won't. Alright, so coolant of choice, nylon. Why? It was cheap. I was going to buy the concentrate and make 12 litres out of 6, but quite honestly I've spent my budget this week on the fans and the relay and the horns, so $35 for the green stuff. Yeah, it's leaking a little bit. Plug her up a bit more. Also, while I had the radiator off, I gave it a good old Facebook Marketplace rebuild. The old spray can. Made it look shiny and new again. Sprayed it with the bugs in it. Yeah, pretty standard. Add the extra horses. Looks like it's going to take the whole lot. Any leaks? Probably should have checked that first. There's a bit of a leak out the front, but that was because the funnel was leaking. That's good. Get a towel on that. Goes over else. Now, I hope these fans are wired in the right way. There was no instructions with them. I mean, they're just fans, right? They come with a negative and a positive. Hopefully they're designed to pull air through, not push. That's good, that's still leaking. Yeah, didn't do too well on sealing that up. That's alright. Try and get some more around it then. Yeah, good enough. It's leaking a little bit. Let's fire her up, get her bled through. I'm going to let this come up to temperature and then see what happens when the fans turn on. Fingers crossed. Yeah, it takes a little while for it to fire up. Probably needs a service. I've put 2,000 Ks through it. Sounds a little rough. Idle's a bit rough. Oh, that's okay. Whatever. Anyway, I'll bring you back. There. So, what's my verdict with these fans? Well, for some reason, the relay switch is, when I attach it to temperature sender or the gauge that I currently have, it shorts out the gauge. So I've got the relay hardwired so that it just comes on with the key. Led the system, I think it got to temperature, it stopped bubbling. My verdict with the fans is I don't think they're going to do the job quite as well as I want. I mean, they're going to keep the engine cold-ish, but you get what you pay for, right? But it doesn't have the whirry noise of the clutch fan. So that's a bonus, and we'll go have a look inside, see where the temp's at. So the temp's sitting at like just over 90. Before with the clutch fan I used to sit just on 100. Also I did let the temperature get up to 100 without the fans going, just to see if it would bring it down. Don't worry about the oil pieces. They come up with revs, and so does the temperature by the look of it. Anyway, I'm going to take it for a spin around the block, see if the temperature gauge moves in either direction. There. So, back from test drive. Gauge didn't move up, didn't move down. I think I'm going to buy a bigger fan. One that'll fit inside the factory shroud, and then I'll put the shroud over top of the fan. I think that'll work better. I'm going to try and figure out why it's not working off the relay. Just wired it up how it said. Maybe it could be that I'm not using the switch that came with the relay, but the thread fitting for that is a lot bigger than what the truck has, so hardwired for now. Maybe if I don't let it get up too hot and try and bring the temperature back down, it might work. Maybe if I put a shroud on it, that might also help, probably. Anywho, I'm tired. I'm going to go hang out with my boy, play some Fortnite, and till then, thank you very much. Sorry this has been a weird video, I kind of lost touch a little bit. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe if you liked it. If you didn't like it, put a thumbs down, let me know. And if you do put a thumbs down, let me know why, and I'll try and be better next time. Till then, procrastinating is time you're wasting.